Good evening and thank you for joining us. As city staff work to craft a new designated truck route bylaw, it seems at least one city councillor is still conflicted about whether the route should actually be implemented.
McKellar Ward Councillor Brian Hamilton had crafted a motion to reverse council's decision to implement the DTR at this past Monday's council meeting, but Hamilton then withdrew the document at the last minute.
Councillor Brian Hamilton has been a key vote throughout as the designated truck route continues to wind its way through the municipal process. The rookie McKellar Ward representative first voted against the DTR, then flipped his position during ratification. And while he ultimately voted in favor, he then was one of 7 councillors to vote against the bylaw that would have implemented it last month, sending city staff back to the drawing board to craft a new bylaw. And now, this past Monday, Hamilton was set to put forward a motion to reverse council's decision to establish the truck route, but then pulled it off the table at the last minute. In a memo to council that had been written to accompany that motion, Hamilton explained his change of heart, saying, quote, "I believe we can work toward making roadways safer without an extreme traffic realignment. With council at an impasse, I think it is necessary to move forward by stepping back on our decision, regrouping as a council, and determining what safety measures could be appropriate and achievable in this term." Hamilton has declined to appear on camera at this time to explain why he pulled that motion on Monday, but says he's willing to look at the new bylaw written by city staff. He acknowledges, though, that if the document isn't to his liking, he won't hesitate to come forward with his motion to challenge the DTR at that time. The motion, known as a motion to suspend the rules, would require a 2/3 vote of council to move ahead. If that passes, it would then trigger another vote to ultimately rescind council's decision to establish the truck route. That second vote would require a simple majority. So while the process is convoluted, what is clear is that the designated truck route hasn't crossed the finish line just yet.
The long-running hydroelectric plant on the Current River is no longer in operation. This comes after a deal was struck earlier this year between the city and the owner of the generator to terminate his lease and surrender the land. The plant is located below the Boulevard Lake Dam and was owned by Robert Whiteside. The city and Whiteside quietly reached an agreement in March to terminate a 40-year lease deal that wasn't set to expire until 2025. No details on the agreement have been made public, but the termination was made in the midst of Environmental Review Tribunal hearings into the city's appeal of some of the terms of a new permit to take water in that area. The city found that it inappropriately made itself responsible for the control of Whiteside's power plant and liable for his actions. The city's permit to take water will now be amended to remove any references to hydroelectric generation, making it clear that water from the river is only to be used for recreational and conservation purposes.
New statistics released by Thunder Bay Police show the service has been forced to deal with a shockingly high number of missing persons cases over the past year. In 2018, police investigated more than 800 individual missing persons reports. That number is almost 5 times higher than what Toronto police handle. Alana Pickrell has more.
Police services across Ontario all follow the same guidelines in handling missing person cases. However, Thunder Bay dealt with an inordinately high number last year after receiving 850 missing persons reports. That breaks down to about 732 people per 100,000, which is 5 times higher than Toronto's 155 missing people per 100,000. Police Chief Sylvie Haas says she doesn't believe that Thunder Bay's high volume of cases has anything to do with location, but more with the nature of the cases themselves.
We have a high volume of young individuals that are reported missing, and often that are habituals. So that contributes to our numbers, where you have sometimes the same person that's reported missing on a number of occasions within a week, within a month, or even within a year.
Following the 7-youth inquest back in 2016, Haas says the police service revamped the way it handles missing persons cases. The service launched an Am I Missing campaign to help educate the public and have officers who are dedicated to just missing persons incidents. Haas says these cases are resource intensive, adding to the workload of everyone involved.
Missing person reports have an impact on the whole of the organization, from anyone from taking the initial report to the record staff, CPIC staff entering the information on CPIC, to this being dispatched through comm center, to our detectives, frontline officers, and our investigators.
Ontario launched a new Missing Persons Act earlier this month, which gives police new tools to conduct missing persons investigations. These include warrants to search a premises or access to hospital, cell phone, and bank records. Hoth says most individuals who are reported missing are either located or return home safely within 24 hours. Alana Pickrell, TBT News.
As the manhunt continues for 2 British Columbia teens wanted in connection with 3 murders, OPP in our region have issued a public safety warning. 19-year-old Cam McLeod and 18-year-old Briar Schmigelski are suspects in the deaths of a young couple and another man in northern BC. Police say they've discovered a burned-out vehicle in the area of Gillam in northern Manitoba that was known to be used by the 2 teens. Given their eastward movement, OPP are reminding people in this area that the suspects are considered to be dangerous and if spotted should not be approached. Now, if you do believe you've seen them, you should immediately contact the OPP or call 911. We'll have more on the hunt for the 2 murder suspects later on in the news hour.
It's Canada's largest venture capital investor and the only bank devoted exclusively to entrepreneurs. Today, the president of BDC made a stop in Thunder Bay to tour one of the company's client businesses. Michael Denham is in town to meet with a few of BDC's nearly 400 clients in the area, specifically with women entrepreneurs. This afternoon, Denham got a tour of the Sleeping Giant Brewery from co-founder and CEO Andrea Mulligan. BDC has committed to double the amount of money it lends to women entrepreneurs over 3 years. And just over a year into that effort, it has grown its female client base by 40%.
Our goal is to, again, make it as easy as possible for women entrepreneurs to have the confidence and support they need to access financial resources and invest that in their business for the businesses to succeed.
Women definitely have a different take on things and work collaboratively. My husband's one of the owners and he always says he loves our male employees but also our female employees because they have different traits and talents and outlooks on things.
According to BDC's annual report, which was released today, the company provided $7.2 billion in loans to 60,000 entrepreneurs across the country over the last fiscal year.
The latest research on crop development for the area's agricultural community was on display today. It came as Lakehead University's Agricultural Research Station hosted its annual summer tour. The program is designed to showcase their latest achievements so area producers can adopt some of those methods to enhance their own products. Ben Nesbitt has the story.
With another year of research in the books, Lakehead University's Agricultural Research Station hosted some of the area's top producers to show off the developments they've explored. Representatives from Thunder Bay Soil and Crop Improvement, as well as the Federation of Agriculture, among others, were led on a tour by Dr. Tarlok Singh Sahota, who feels that producers must see the outcomes of their research in order to buy in.
Seeing is believing. Once they see something working at the research station, then they realize it can work on their farms too. So the purpose of doing this is that because basically all the funds spent on agriculture research, they're meant for farmers' welfare, for farmers' improvement of farming system, crop production, environment and everything.
Some of the new crops this year included different variations of canola oil, soybeans, as well as oats, and chemicals including AK-21 and seaweed extract that will help enhance production. Despite the quality of work at the station steadily improving over time, Vice President of Research and Innovation Andrew Dean holds a vision of great expansion.
I would like us to be known as the place where you come and get advice on northern agriculture, crop northern agriculture throughout Ontario. You know, that we have a number of different diverse research projects. We're able to provide internship training, we provide HQP. You know, I'd like to see this expand and be more.
LU's partnership with the research station began back in 2018 with a 5-year, $1.65 million commitment from the province. Ben Nesbitt, TBT News.
The municipality of Shunia has kicked off a study to find out what residents there would like to see to improve community parks and facilities. The municipality, along with a consultants team, spoke to residents last evening about existing recreational amenities and services to find out what they would like to see. The study is being conducted for a recreation, parks and facilities master plan that will guide Shunia for the next decade. Community Economic Development Officer Jason Evans says it's to make sure that the area is the best it can be all year round.
It's pretty much so we're just building on our strategic plan, our tourism strategy, this is another plan that can be used to leverage funding and other investment opportunities in the municipality.
An online survey is also available on the municipality's website. The master plan will be made public in early September.
Raising awareness for hepatitis C was the focus of an event held today by Liver Care Canada in conjunction with World Hepatitis Week. A barbecue was held outside the Liver Care Northwest offices in order to accommodate busy professionals in the area, giving them a chance to learn more about the Hep C virus. The public was also given the opportunity to go inside the office and have point of care testing done, a 20-minute process to see if they've contracted hepatitis C. Liver Care Northwest head nurse Amanda Haniak says they've also been busy online hosting a Reddit Ask Me Anything session with other health organizations, generated more than 400 comments and questions.
In Russia and Poland, we had a lot from America ask us questions, what we're doing here in Canada. And it's really good because in Canada, these drugs do cost money, but we have free health care. So it's easy to get on treatment and start treatment. And I think everyone needs to start being more aware and talking more about hepatitis C.
Those interested in more info or in being tested for Hep C can visit Liver Care Northwest.
Ontario's Liquor Control Board says a distribution delay that has left the shelves of some of its stores bare will be resolved in 2 to 3 weeks. The government agency says at the height of the disruption, 240 stores were impacted by the delivery delays, but that has now been reduced to 15 outlets. The LCBO is apologizing to its customers for the problems which occurred after a technology update at its Durham Retail Service Centre in mid-June. But the president of the union that represents LCBO workers says the time frame provided by the agency to resolve the issue is, quote, very ambitious. Warren Smokey Thomas says frontline workers have told him that the distribution delay isn't likely to be solved until September.
Students participating in Lakehead University's annual SHAD program for high-achieving youth showed today that they don't just excel in academics, but the arts as well. God, I know I'm one. Some of those in this year's program put on a musical performance to wind down their month-long experience in SHAD. Some students played classical songs on the piano, while others sang pop songs. They're part of a larger group of 65 youth from across the country who participated in the enrichment program. 16-year-old Amber Proudfoot from British Columbia is one of those students. She says for her, playing music isn't just about being creative, but it's also about connecting to culture as well.
You can really understand a lot about how people think. I think that it's really a universal language because anywhere you go, if you can't speak the same language as someone, but you really can play instruments with them.
It really re-energizes our belief in the coming generations that these people are going to do well. These people are leaders of tomorrow, and they're going to lead us in the right direction.
The students will now be part of a large network of successful SHAD alumni. The program is offered at 16 other universities across Canada.
The 7th annual Bay and Algoma Buskers Festival will take place this weekend. And on the heels of the event's biggest showing last year, organizers are hopeful that this year will be even bigger. Over 6,000 people flocked to the Bay and Algoma area for the 2018 event. The weekend is always a great opportunity for community bonding, as well as helping give the local economy a boost. And with over 30 performers from all around the globe, organizers are anticipating the best event yet.
A lot of community involvement, a lot of people out and about showing their crafts, showing stuff that they're passionate and proud about. And it's just super fun, vibrant, colorful, and like I was saying, it's the Bay Algoma neighborhood. It feels like it gets transformed into like a street in Toronto somewhere.
This was a way to get involved and support the community, support the association, and do something fun. And it's something that follows really well with Toy Sense.
The festival will run from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday.